This is the Chiropractic Marketing Podcast, an on-demand talk radio show that covers internet marketing best practices for chiropractors. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick McNamara. Welcome, everyone, to episode number 84 of the Chiropractic Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick McNamara, and today we're going deep on local SEO signals, specifically which ones actually move the needle for chiropractors and how to think about prioritizing them when you're investing time and money into your online visibility. This is one of those topics that sounds straightforward on the surface, but gets complicated fast once you start pulling on the threads. There are a lot of factors that go into where your practice shows up in local search results, and not all of them carry equal weight. So today, I want to give you a clear picture of what matters most, why it matters, and where to focus first. Let's start with the big picture. Most new patients searching for a chiropractor are running local queries. They're typing chiropractor near me or back pain relief in and their city name, and they expect Google to hand them a short list of the most relevant, most trustworthy options nearby. What you may not realize is that Google is evaluating a complex set of signals across multiple categories to decide who makes that list and in what order. The practices that understand those categories and actively strengthen each one are the ones that dominate. The ones that don't understand them keep wondering why the phone isn't ringing. So let's walk through the major signal categories and what you need to know about each one. The first category, and arguably the most important one for map pack rankings, is your Google business profile. This is Google's primary lens for understanding who you are, what you do, and where you're located. An incomplete or inconsistent profile sends a weak signal. A fully optimized, actively maintained profile sends a strong one. Inside your profile, a few things matter a lot. Your primary category should be set to chiropractor. That tells Google exactly what kind of business you are. Adding relevant secondary categories like sports medicine clinic or wellness center broadens the range of queries you can appear for. Your name, address, and phone number need to be accurate and consistent, and I mean exactly consistent, not close enough. Hours, service areas, and your business description should all be thorough and up to date. Beyond the basics, you want to be publishing Google Business Profile posts regularly. This signals to Google that your practice is active. Practices that update their profiles consistently project more authority than those that set it and forget it. And photos matter. High-quality images of your office, your team, your treatment rooms. More recently, video content has become increasingly important on GBP as well. I've covered GBP optimization in depth in previous episodes, so check the show notes for links to those if you want to go deeper there. The second major signal category is reviews. Google pays attention to how many reviews you have, how quickly you're earning new ones, the quality of the content in those reviews, and whether you're responding to them. Quantity matters, but velocity matters just as much. A practice that consistently earns 1 or 2 new reviews per week looks healthier to Google than one that earned 50 reviews years ago and hasn't had a new one since. What's also worth knowing is that review content itself carries keyword signals. A patient who writes, "Dr. Smith helped me with lower back pain at their downtown office," is providing Google with location and condition-specific information. That's more valuable for your rankings than a 5-star rating with no text at all. And responding to reviews, every single one, positive and negative, keeps your profile active and adds more keyword-rich content in the process. The third category is on-page SEO. Your website is a critical local ranking factor, not just for organic results, but for the map pack as well. Every key page on your site should include your target location and primary service in the title tag. Dedicated service pages and location pages give Google clear topical signals. A page targeting spinal decompression in your city is going to outperform a generic homepage trying to cover every condition you treat in a paragraph or two. Content depth matters. Thin content hurts you. Google rewards pages that thoroughly answer the questions patients are actually asking. And then there's schema markup, structured data that helps both search engines and AI platforms understand your content at a deeper level. Local business schema, medical business schema, FAQ page schema. These are not optional extras for a practice serious about local visibility. They're the code-level signals that tell Google and AI systems exactly what your practice is and what you offer. If your site wasn't built with schema in place, that's a problem. I'll come back to this in a moment. Technical SEO is the baseline. Page speed, mobile responsiveness, clean site architecture, encrypted website connection. If these fundamentals are weak, even great content struggles to rank. The technical foundation your website sits on either enables everything else or limits it. The fourth signal category is citations, online mentions of your practice's name, address, and phone number across directories and aggregators. NAP consistency is the operative principle here. If your phone number is different on Yelp than it is on your Google business profile, Google has less confidence in the accuracy of your information, and that uncertainty costs you rankings. Auditing your citations and cleaning up inconsistencies is one of the highest impact things you can do for your local SEO, and it's often one of the most overlooked. Citation quality matters as much as quantity. Being listed on Healthgrades, Vitals, and the Better Business Bureau carries more weight than being listed on 100 low-authority generic directories. Focus on health-relevant, locally relevant directories first. The fifth category is link signals. Inbound links from other websites act as votes of confidence. A link from your local Chamber of Commerce, a community health organization, or a well-respected chiropractic association is worth far more than a link from some unrelated website with no relevance to your practice. Building local relationships, contributing to community events, earning mentions in local publications, these are the activities that generate the kind of links that actually move rankings. Internal links matter too. How you connect pages within your own site helps Google understand your content structure and distributes authority to your most important pages. The sixth category is behavioral signals, how users actually interact with your listings and your website. Click-through rate is one of them. If your listing shows up but nobody clicks on it, Google interprets that as a relevance signal. Strong review ratings, compelling titles, and a professional-looking Google business profile all drive more clicks. Once someone lands on your site, engagement metrics like time on page and bounce rate tell Google whether your content satisfied what they were looking for. Landing pages that are built to engage visitors and guide them toward booking an appointment help on both fronts. They convert better and they send better signals to Google. And for local businesses specifically, mobile actions, tapping to call, tapping to get directions from your GBP listing, are powerful high-intent signals that Google is paying attention to. The seventh category is proximity. This is the one you can't directly control. The physical distance between the searcher and your practice is a ranking factor. But here's what you can control: the strength of your signals across every other category. A practice with a fully optimized profile, hundreds of strong reviews, clean citations, authoritative links, and a technically solid website with deep content will appear in results for searchers farther away than a practice with weak signals. Strengthening everything else effectively expands your geographic reach. And then there's the emerging layer that's becoming increasingly important: AI and generative search signals. Platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI Overviews, and others are now a real part of how patients discover chiropractors. These platforms pull from many of the same sources as traditional search, but they prioritize content that is structured, authoritative, and entity-rich. The good news is that the signals that matter for AI visibility overlap significantly with the local SEO signals we've been talking about: structured data, topical authority, consistent entity information, and presence across multiple authoritative platforms. This is why investing in local SEO now builds compounding returns as AI search continues to grow. I've covered this topic in previous episodes, so check the show notes for links to those if you want to understand how the AI layer connects to everything we've talked about today. So, how do you prioritize all of this? Here's the framework I'd give you. Start with your Google Business profile. It has the most direct impact on MapPack rankings, and it's entirely within your control. Make sure every field is complete, your categories are accurate, and you're posting and adding media consistently. Then build a consistent review generation system. Ask every satisfied patient, respond to every review, and track your velocity over time. Then audit and strengthen your citations, clean up inconsistencies, and make sure you're on the directories that matter for healthcare providers. And finally, invest in your website. Service pages, location pages, schema markup, technical fundamentals, and content that builds topical authority for the conditions you specialize in. That's the sequence, and it mirrors exactly how the DCRank three-phase strategy is structured. Phase 1 is GBP, Phase 2 is website optimization, and Phase 3 is topical authority and AI visibility through generative engine optimization. Now, a word on the website, because it comes up every time we talk about local SEO, and I want to be direct about it. The technical foundation your site sits on determines what all of these signals can build on top of. Schema markup, structured content, page speed, mobile performance. If those weren't built in from day one, they don't just magically appear later. A lot of practices come to me with perfectly good intentions about local SEO, and we look at the website and it becomes clear that the foundation isn't there to support it. That's the conversation I have with them about chiropractic marketing websites. Because if you're going to invest in ranking locally, the platform everything runs on has to be built for it. I'll link to chiropractic marketing websites in the show notes as well. If you're ready to start building a local search presence that actually generates new patients, one that covers your Google business profile, your website, and your visibility across Google Maps and AI search, head over to DCRank.com and get started. We'll take a look at where you're at, what's working, and where the biggest opportunities are in your market. No guesswork, just an honest assessment from someone who's been doing this exclusively for chiropractors for over 20 years. All right, that wraps things up for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Chiropractic Marketing Podcast. Before you go, remember to subscribe to my podcast on your favorite platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Audible, YouTube Podcasts, Spotify, or others. I've got you covered. If you need to see a full list of supported platforms, simply visit chiropracticmarketingpodcast.com. Last, but certainly not least, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Apple Podcasts. Your reviews not only help build awareness of what I'm talking about, but also give me a good indication of how I'm doing. Be nice, be fair, but definitely be honest. I would greatly appreciate it, and so will future listeners. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.